Hello, and welcome back to the coronavirus update video number 31.0. Today's date is Wednesday, the 15th of April 2020, and welcome back if you're a long-time listener. I really appreciate you coming back each day at 4 p.m. But if you are new here, welcome to this page, welcome to this group. It's a nice, friendly group. My name's Adrian Cockings, and I run this page. I set up this page about a month ago. I run it by myself with my wife translating in the background, and we're translating Spanish news, Spanish official government papers, documents, rules. We just want to make sure that the expat community here in Spain, they understand what is actually going on in this state of emergency, and we want to make sure that it continues until the lockdown has been lifted, and maybe even further. We'll see how we go, especially. So welcome to anyone who is a new listener. I believe that we've already had 200 new likes in the last 24 hours, so if you're a new time watcher, thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining the live video. We do this every day at 4 p.m. and I'm sure anyone here who knows this video, there's a lot of people who already answer questions. And if you feel free to ask any questions in this comment section here, and I'm sure one of the public will be able to answer if I can't get back to you. Okay, so thank you, first of all, yesterday for your comments. I asked you a question of the day, which was, who was your best friend? And literally thousands of messages came through and comments basically saying who your best friends were. I've had a couple of private messages as well, saying how you met, and it was lovely stories. I believe there was one that actually not worked together, but they were in the military together, and one had to be looked after by one of the nurses and had to give an injection, and that's how they met. And I thought that was a lovely story, especially. So yeah, if you did message me yesterday or you did comment yesterday who your best friend was, thank you for that. I've tried to get through all of them, but it's very, very hard to get through most of them as well. Also, we're going to quickly go into notifications for this page. Now, a lot of people have been asking how can I get notifications when you go live, and how can I send the videos to friends and families, etc. Now, the best thing to do if you're sending this this video or this link, what you should do is just copy the URL at the top of the page, which should be facebook.com/coronavirus in Spain information. Copy that link and share it to a load of people. They'll be able to find the videos from there. But if you want to receive the notifications straight away, as soon as I go live, there is actually a method that you can do, and it's either on phone or your computer. All you have to do is go to the homepage of the coronavirus in Spain information page. Click the like button, that's the first thing you need to do, and then right next to it you've got three little arches, like a Wi-Fi kind of sign. Click on that, which is following, it says. Click on following, and then all you have to click on is see first. And then once you do that, you will automatically get any updates on anything that I post on here, whether it's a post about the latest statistics or when I go live, it will give you a notification so you can come and join with this conversation as well, okay? And let's jump into it. Always at the start of the videos, I like to do the numbers especially. So we'll jump through to the numbers that have been over the last 24 hours, and we'll talk about it a little bit at the end, okay? So as of today, there are 177,633 people infected in Spain, and that is 5,092 over the last 24 hours. Now, this is a lot higher than, of course, yesterday, and I, of course, like to do the research on this and why, but I predicted this. You know, with the quick tests that have been coming out, there are going to be people out here who haven't been tested but yet have symptoms, so they are now being positively tested and or tested positive. And of course, these results are now coming out. So I did predict that this would actually go high, but the good thing that we have to look at is, of course, the recovery rate and the death rate. I know it's hard to say a good thing to look at it, but it's one thing that we do have to keep positive here. So the recovery rate, we have reached 70,853 recovered or cured from the coronavirus. That is 3,349 over the last 24 hours, which is great news. And unfortunately, the deaths, we do have to talk about it as well. There are 18,579 deaths in total, and that is 523 over the last 24 hours. And again, these are good statistics that we should be looking at. I know the infected numbers will still keep going up, but as long as the recovery rate is still going up, or at least staying in a good level, and the deaths are staying on a decline, we're in the good zone here. We're definitely on a very highlighted point of the curve. So this is good. Also, the statistics of health service workers. I have talked about this previously as well. As of today, there are 27,559 people who work for the health service, as in doctors, nurses, or frontline workers such as ambulance drivers, Guardia Civil, police, and there are 27,559 of these infected. So that's a high number as well, and they're the ones putting their lives on the line specifically to help other people. So huge congratulations to them for helping us so much, and a big round of applause at 8 o'clock every single night for them as well. Okay, so let's have a look to the news. So I like to do the numbers at the start, and then we go into the news afterwards where we can talk about different things. And the main thing that has been coming out, and the main thing that people have been messaging me, is about the May 11th deadline, whether this is going to be extended again. As it stands, there has been no official agreement or any proposal that has been put into place. This is, of course, speculation from the media and media posts going out. So as it stands, the extension is still to the 26th of April. However, it looks like President Sanchez, or Prime Minister Sanchez, is going to be going to Congress again on the 22nd of April with a proposal to extend to at least the 11th of May. Now, I've talked about this before, and I've been watching a lot of the live Congress meetings or the sessions, and I've been watching each political party, because of course when an extension is put to Congress, when an extension actually has to be made, it has to go to Congress. And a lot of people don't realise this, and they're already starting to share out, we're going until the 11th of May. Well, no, this is not necessarily the case. Just like all the extensions that have happened, they have been the proposal put forward, and about 5 or 6 days later it is then agreed by Congress and the political other parties. Now, I've been watching a lot of the live feeds, and honestly, the other political parties, I don't know if they are going to go for this extension up until May the 11th. The biggest competitor, of course, for President Sanchez and his political party is PP, which is Partido Popular, and it's basically they're the second biggest political party in Spain, and if they decline this, they will have to have the President Sanchez will have to have a majority vote from the other political parties, which again might be difficult because a lot of them have stated that they will not be agreeing to any more extensions beyond the 26th. They were still reluctant on the extension to the 26th of April, but to go from the 26th to the 11th of May, there was a lot of reluctancy for the first extension, so I don't know what's going to happen with the second extension. The extension to May the 11th. Now, if this does go ahead, then of course it will be the 22nd, it will be put into Congress. They will of course talk about it, and it will probably be a day or two later before we actually get an announcement together whether it has been agreed or not. What I'm predicting is going to happen is going to go to Congress. Yes, President Sanchez will put in a proposal to go from from going to the 26th of April to the 11th of May. But I don't think it's going to be agreed upon on that first session anyway. I think PP will probably decline it, and other political parties will also decline it. However, they might have to come to some sort of agreement before anything is actually pushed forward. So the people who are sharing the information, news organisations saying that there is an extension until the 11th of May, no, this is not the case. It hasn't been officially made yet. When it does, I'm going to be, of course, sharing it with all of you guys, but nothing has been shared yet, okay? Also, we've been getting a lot of news organisations or people sending me links to articles, mainly articles in Spain, as in English news agents or news organisations, but working in Spain, and they've been sending these to me, and a lot of these headlines are so misleading, really, really misleading. I've read three from three different organisations, and they've all stated that extension is likely to go until till summer, till July. And again, just going back to what I was talking about, nothing has been agreed upon. And again, this is just scaremongering. Of course, news organisations, they have to get clicks onto their website. That's the only way they are making money, through publicity on their website. So of course, they're going to be using scare tactics and scaremongering headlines to try and make you click onto their website. So again, nothing has been agreed upon at all about July. Nothing has been spoken to. from any political party that the likelihood of extending to July is going to go ahead. That's not the case. The only sort of research that I've done where it states something about July would be if the lockdown was extended to May, there will be protocols into what jobs and what services will be able to open up again. And they were stating that July could be some sort of furthest date where all of the things will be open up, as in cafes, restaurants, shops, everything will be open up. But this is nothing has been declared by the government or any government official pages. So please, if you do see any of this, you can forward it on to me, that's fine. But I have seen a lot of this. I've seen a lot of the scare tactics and scaremongering, so you don't have to send it to me. Just don't send it on to anyone else, okay? Okay, let's go on to also, we're going to still cover news and media, but this time in the UK. Now, yesterday and the day before, there was people sending me articles from The Guardian, from The Telegraph, and they were, of course, the English, the UK, basically stating that Spain have now released the lockdown and we're out of the lockdown. No, not at all. This is the second time that they've actually misinterpreted a lot of the key information, and it's actually crucial information. Now imagine if someone in Spain is only relying on this resource for finding the information, or those media headlines in the UK. They're going to automatically think that they're allowed out, and that could be at risk of getting a fine. So it's so crucial to find someone like myself or another news organization that is English or in Spain that can give you this information directly, because it was ridiculous seeing all of these people sharing these articles saying, no, this is not true, no, this is not true. So what I would recommend right now, if you are watching this and you have friends in the UK, well, obviously you're going to have friends in the UK, can you share this to them, or anyone you think might have some sort of connection in Spain? Maybe they have a property here or family here or friends here. Share this to them, or share it to your page so they can see it in England, because I'm still getting messages from people in the UK asking, has the lockdown been lifted? No, the lockdown has not been lifted. The only change that has happened is some workers are able to go back to work, instead of just the essential workers. So some non-essential workers are going back to work, but the majority of them have to be self-employed or with protocols put into place. So yeah, please share this to your friends, because it's scary to think that some people think that this lockdown has been lifted. Okay, let's move on. Yes, the Congress as well, they had another meeting today, and there was a heated debate between a lot of the political parties. But also they were talking about what could happen after the extension has been lifted and what protocols have been put into place. So, of course, this is, again, speculation of what they've been saying. Nothing has been put into writing. Nothing has been put into rules. But what they are speculating is if we do come out of the lockdown, let's say, for example, on the 26th, the most likely scenario will be that children and families will be able to go out first, and people or adults will be able to go out and exercise. That will probably be the first lockdown out of lockdown precaution that they will most likely put into place. But this has not been confirmed. I must stress that as much as possible here. And also that's basically it. So children and families, and also adults who want to go out exercising. That's basically the only information that has come out from what could happen after the extension has been lifted. And I've actually been receiving this timeline of dates, specific dates, and what is going to be opening up. So for example, shops, restaurants, bars, tourism, hotels, blah, 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 blah. This is a fake image. Unfortunately, this is speculation from probably a news organization where they've put this together, but nothing has been confirmed. And this hasn't been released by any government official page, any government official authority. So please don't share this information anymore, because it's like a bluey green kind of timeline, and I've been sent it multiple times, and it's, again, fake, because nothing has come out from any government official. So please don't share this on, because it could be at risk if the rules change that someone reads this and thinking they are able to go out and exercise. Okay, so be very careful with that. Okay, we're going to move on to now schools. So of course, with Congress as well, there was actually the Ministry of Education had a meeting as well today, and they were in Congress and of course giving a bit of information as to what is going to be happening with the school year. So as we stand, the school year still hasn't been cancelled, but from what I can see, it most likely will be. Now, this is nothing bad. Yes, they've lost from mid-March until June or end of June. However, we don't know if they are going to be cancelling the school year or not. Now, some people have been speculating that the school year will actually resume after the lockdown, after a certain period of time, of course, and it will actually go on until July. So schools will actually continue on till July. And again, this is just speculation. We don't know if this is going to be happening. And there is, of course, another scenario where schools are closed, and they're going to basically end the school year as is. They'll still continue with homeschooling, etc. But what will happen is the school year will just continue on as normal for the next year. So, for example, if your child is in year 4, it will still continue on, that they will go on to year 5 next year. So they won't have to repeat a year, they won't have to redo any exams or anything like this. So this is basically what's going to be happening if the lockdown is lifted and if they are going back to school or not going back to school. Again, this is all speculation of what has been coming out. So again, nothing has been confirmed. When it is confirmed, of course, I will let you know exactly what's going on. And we've only got 2 more things to go over. So hairdressers, I'm still getting a lot of messages from hairdressers and whether they are allowed to work or not, mobile hairdressers, etc. Now, I've tried to do a lot of research on this. I've tried to make sure that whoever can work, and whoever can't, they are told that they can't work. Now, a lot of people, unfortunately, they do not argue per se, but they're looking for an answer which I can't give them. I'm giving them the answer that I've been told and researched and found from government pages. Unfortunately, a lot of people are still looking for another answer which I can't give them. You know, if you want to go out and do hairdressing, you're at your own risk with this. You know, I'm giving you the information here that you should be following. So, as it stands, hairdressers are allowed to work only for mobile hairdressing. This means that someone can go to someone's house, but this person, the client, has to be someone who is elderly, disabled, or unable to wash their hair or cut their hair or treat their hair themselves. That is the only situation that they're allowed to go out. Also, you need to be self-employed and up to date with all of your taxes and your autonomous payments, okay? This is one thing that a lot of people still don't quite understand. You have to be self-employed to be able to go out to work, okay? And that's basically it. So I just wanted to clear that up. However, there was an idea that someone posted on another group, and I thought a great idea. If you are a mobile hairdresser or if you are a salon, why don't you start taking registration or take clients, take appointments. There we go. Why don't you start taking appointments now? Because as soon as the lockdown is lifted, most likely the hairdressing industry will be able to go back to normal because, well, look at it. This is getting way too long at the moment. So yes, they're going to go back to work, but of course we don't know when. So if, for example, you wanted to start doing hairdressing straight away, start booking appointments now or start taking appointments now, because this way you will know exactly what you'll be earning over the next couple of weeks as soon as the lockdown is lifted. We don't know, again, whether it's going to be the 26th or the 11th, but this is up to you how you organise something like this, okay? I just thought it was a great bit of idea, you know, starting to get appointments in already so you know exactly what work is going to be coming your way over the next couple of weeks or so. And to be honest, there's going to be a lot of work coming your way. Okay, and we're going to talk about the World Health Organization as well. So, of course, the World Health Organization for the European countries especially, they've basically been talking about what protocols each country needs to follow to be able to come out of lockdown. Now, of course, this is a lot of meetings, a lot of documents that I haven't been able to go through, but I've basically got the gist of what has been said. I don't know if this has been put through into actual facts, and this is what every country has to do. But this is basically what each country now has to do to be able to come out of lockdown. So basically, they have to follow the certain 3 protocols or 3 things that they need to follow to be able to come out of lockdown, which is the curve to be going down. So this is what we talked about before, about reaching the peak and then declining on that curve. And as it stands, yes, Spain are on that curve. So this is one point we could be very glad about. They also have to have a good and reliable health service, which will be reliable for, of course, taking on any coronavirus victims over the next month or so. And yes, I believe Spain has actually got this under control now with the amount of temporary hospitals that have been put into place in major cities around Spain. I think there are going to be more than enough beds ICU units and people to be able to, or staff to be able to help with this organisation here. So yes, I think that's 2 thumbs up here. And the third one is the capability to test for the coronavirus on a large scale. That's where I don't actually know whether Spain is going to be able to do this as of yet, but what we do know that they are doing the quick test. They are testing at the moment, but I don't know how long this will last for, how long the test will last for, if there are more tests coming anytime soon. So this is basically the rules or the protocols that the World Health Organization have stated with a lot of the European countries, because this is how they should be coming out of lockdown. So if this is the case, Spain is in the up. Spain is definitely in the up here, and I think we could be seeing the end of the lockdown at the end of the tunnel here. So fingers crossed this happens. And also with the World Health Organization, there's some news came out, of course, with Trump in America. The United States have stopped funding to the World Health Organization, and that is $15 million taken away straight away. Now, Trump has said that he has halted the funding on the World Health Organization from the United States, but I don't know what's going to be happening with that. I really don't. Now, I'm not going to get political here, but from what I've seen over with the United States and everything as well, it's chaos. Absolute chaos, and I think they had time to prepare for this, but of course Trump didn't want to listen, so who knows what's going to happen. And that's basically it for today, guys. It's a short video today, only 20 minutes long, but I'm so glad you guys have sat in and helped out as much as possible with answering other people's questions. I will be sure to message any private messages that do come through as well, so yeah, please keep in contact there as well. And lastly, I'm going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. I've been invited as a guest speaker for a webinar talking about the real estate industry in Spain and what the economy is going to be like with regards to real estate in Spain as well. So if you want to join in, or if you have any questions about real estate, ask them in a private message, because there's too many comments for me to search through. Ask me in a private message. I'll be able to write a note and take this to the webinar, because I'll be speaking to a couple of very, very professional lawyers, and they will be answering a lot of these questions that you may have. I've already got a large list already, so if you've got any more questions, send them to me privately and I'll be able to put them into the list. And that's basically it. Now, your question of the day was not actually a question of the day. I think with the state that we are in at the moment, we could all do with a good laugh. And I think a lot of people are forgetting that we do need to be positive for our health, for our sanity. We need to be positive. So I need you guys to help me with this. I want you guys to write or comment your best joke that you know. It could be a one-liner joke, it could be a long joke, whatever you want. I want to see some jokes coming through, and I want to be able to read these jokes, laugh out loud. And what I might do is maybe find the best 2 or 3 and post them into a post this evening, just so we've got something to laugh about and at least keep our spirits high. So what jokes? What is your best joke that you have? Give me your best shot. Let's see if they are good. And if I like them, I'll give them a heart. If I love them, I'll give them a heart. If I like them, I'll give them a thumbs up. If I think it's terribly cheesy, I'll give you a sad face. How about that? Right, guys, that is it for today. Remember, I'm going to be back tomorrow at 4 p.m, just like every day, and you can join in at 6 p.m. tomorrow for the live webinar. I'll be sharing it on this page as well. And remember, 8 p.m. every single night, get out onto those balconies, give a round of applause for the workers who are on the front line, helping us live our lives here in self-isolation. Guys, you're amazing for watching this and for sharing this, and if you can please share this with any more people that you can, it'll be absolutely amazing. I will see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Bye, guys.